Hello everyone, welcome back to Huntcraft. In this video, I'm going to try to give you a brief overview / recap of all the things you should expect on the 15th, and a bit of what to do before. So whether you're new to Hunt or an old returning player, or have been playing but not paying much attention to the news, this should be the video for you to get up to speed quickly with all that's changing on the 15th. I'll try to make it short and to the point, and I'll do my best to ramble less. No promises though. Let's get started.
Breathe deep, take your fill. Welcome to Mammon's Gulch. Welcome to 1896.
Hunt is getting updated or relaunched, as they keep saying. It seems to be even renamed to Hunt Showdown 1896. First of all, there are three main headlines. Number one, we are getting a new engine, which is CryEngine 5.11. That's a big leap, so we should expect more on the technical quality side in general. Better visuals, better performance, and opens up more options for things they can do in the future. Number two, we are getting a new map called Mammon's Gulch, and the map will be the only map we can play for a month. They didn't mention how they're reintroducing the old maps, whether they're all coming back after that month, or if they're going to put them back in the game one by one. They did mention they're working on revamping them and updating them to be in line with the quality of the new engine and the new map. So they will look a bit newer and fresher as well, hopefully. And number three, we have a new event called Scorched Earth, and it's going to be running from August the 15th to October the 7th. And with that event comes a new roaming target, Hellborn. Similar to Rotjaw, he will drop one bounty token. He will also be tracked audibly in Darkside, so it seems unlike Rotjaw, there are no lootable clues to point towards where he is. Basically a beefed up immolator that doesn't only explode when hit with bullets or sharp objects, but also shoots fireballs that explode on impact and leave fire patches. Now let's look at the significant changes coming with those three big headlines. I'll go through them in order of importance from least to most important, in my opinion. There's a completely new UI, so if you've played Warzone, then you get the idea. It looks like the same type of design, it's controller friendly, and overall, prettier looking. Quest lines, black market, and trials will be removed. Rewards from trials will be acquired with prestige. There's now an option to center the crosshair as an alternative to the default lowered crosshair in Hunt. Ending support for PS4 and Xbox One versions, which means from the 15th, if you have the game on either of those consoles, you will not be able to play anymore. Obviously annoying, but at least you keep your account and everything on it, so once you upgrade your console, you can jump right back in. Prestige is now far more rewarding. A total of 19 hunters can be acquired from Prestige, and at level 100, you get the unique John Victor from the tutorial, and once the update hits, you will get all the rewards you're entitled to based on your current Prestige level. So if you're level 100 already, prepare for a spam of rewards when you log in on the 15th. A new task force has been hired / assigned to address cheats and exploits. They're also moving from easy anti-cheat to Epic's anti-cheat, whatever that is. We obviously don't care what it's called, as long as it's better and gets rid of cheaters, then we're happy. They also mentioned they're aware of the use of NVIDIA Profile Inspector, but they didn't straight up say it will be banned, which is baffling to be honest. It's a clear exploit and should be banned. I'm not sure what they're waiting for, or what data needs to come in to make them do it. They say it's detectable, and they're already taking action in cases of abuse, which is a little strange, because what does abuse mean? If someone uses it every other game, then they're not abusing, but if they use it every game, then they get banned? It's annoyingly vague, but I just hope they get rid of it. Custom ammo will not need to be unlocked anymore. It will be available with the base weapon, which are all accessible from rank 1 after you prestige. You will only be unlocking weapon variants with weapon XP. They're introducing ping limits, which is a welcome change for sure. They're going to be locking down regions based on a maximum allowed ping. They didn't mention the number, but anything would be better than what we have now. They also said when a date and the new limits are established, we will share them on our social channels. It's less than a week for the update, and as far as I know, they shared nothing about this. So it sounds like those might not be enforced on the 15th. We'll see. Necromancer is getting massively reworked. First, it's going to be a burn trait, which means you can only use it once and it cannot stack. Whether from a distance on your teammate or solo, you use it and you lose it. When you're a solo and use it, you will get a restoration effect, which means you come back with full health and full bars. And the cooldown for self-revive is slightly reduced. It's currently 10 seconds, so I'm assuming it's probably going to be 7 or something like that. We'll see. Which probably means as a solo, you will not need small bars anymore or resilience. So a couple of revives like this to get the upper hand on another solo who just wasn't patient enough to wait for the burn will not be possible anymore. As a solo, you will lose more for sure. So expect solos to be more sneaky, I guess. We'll see how it goes. Burning a downed hunter will be faster to cut down the time wasted waiting for enemies to roast. And choke clouds will also be 1 minute down from 2. And last but not least, bullet drop. And this is the one I cannot not ramble about. This is obviously the biggest change and the one I'm dreading the most. They did say it's subtle bullet drop, and they have some unique physics whereby heavier bullets drop earlier. So this technically should punish scoped long-range players, which I don't mind. But my fear is if this becomes annoying in mid-range and compound fights. I can't imagine how discouraging that would be, especially to veteran players who have been playing the game for 5 or 6 years without bullet drop. They're making iron sights smaller to somehow accommodate the clarity needed to lead shots, but I don't see how much smaller does it need to be to not cover the enemy, especially at long ranges when they're pretty small. And to further accommodate, they're making headshots a guaranteed kill at any range. Look at this for example. How am I meant to get this kill? The player is a fair distance away, this is a long ammo gun, and it's a headshot. If I aim a pixel higher, I wouldn't see the player at all. Is this not the intended use of the uppercut anymore? Or is the uppercut receiving an iron sight change as well? They only showed large slot guns with the iron sight changes. This one too, same thing. How am I meant to see the guy if I aim a pixel higher and if he was moving? How about this? This is a large slot gun. The player is the size of the bar. A pixel up and I'd cover the target. How about the Springfield? How about if they make it smaller but the target is a bit further away? My biggest worry is eroding the players who are already committed to hunt. And the most baffling thing is, nobody asked for this. In fact, on their website, until today, they still have the article where they clearly and correctly justify the absence of bullet drop in Hunt. The obvious reason is most of the guns in Hunt are iron sights, so if you have to adjust for bullet drop, you have to raise your weapon, which means you will be covering your target. So how the hell would you gain any sense or develop a skill for leading shots this way? Even the two weapons in Hunt that do have projectile drop, which are the bow and the crossbow, their sights are designed cleverly to give you room to see below the crosshair. I really hope my skepticism is misplaced and this won't be a big problem. And I really hope they have the ability to revert it back if it backfires and ends up discouraging players or newcomers. And finally, the new event will be bringing 2 new weapons. One looks like a long barrel Winnie variant called Infantry 73L, and the other is a crossbow variant with a Deadeye scope. Both seem to be uninteresting to me, which I don't think is a bad thing. There's going to be enough changes to deal with, so at least the new weapons won't be an extra distraction. Now for the advice part, luckily this isn't an MMO, so a big update doesn't mean you have to do too many things to catch up in a pre-patch like other games coming out around the same time. The one main thing I think I will do is that I'll make sure I stop at the prestige level I'm at and make sure all is unlocked. I want to jump in with all my tools and consumables and traits unlocked. Weapon variants too. We know special ammo won't need unlocking anymore when you prestige when the update comes, but you never know. What if it's buggy and only applies when you hit a new prestige level in the new engine? So I at least will make sure I'm on the safe side. I'll have all my weapons and types of ammo available to me so that I'm not dealing with too many variables. There's a new map to learn, new strategies, new angles to learn, plus whatever bugged or weird problems that might come along. So at least the unlocking part, I can control that. There's also a new NVIDIA driver that is out specifically for Hunt in preparation, so get that beforehand. And the last piece of advice is don't take time off to play. At least not from the 15th. I know it's very exciting, especially if you love the game, but it's wise to realize that's a recipe for disappointment. The update comes out on a Thursday, so it's closely leading into the weekend, and if they have a big marketing campaign, paying big streamers like Shroud or Tim or Summit, or whomever is big enough to bring players along, it's wise to expect some trouble. The biggest developers have trouble with big launches. Why would Crytek be any different? It's not just server load and stability, but the sheer amount of change coming. Let's be honest, when they just removed the previous event, they broke the graphic settings, they broke the UI elements, and they broke 2 boss missions, and weather conditions had to be disabled, and that's just removing an event. It's basic common sense to expect all sorts of instability when they're moving to a new engine, new map, new UI, and a new event all coming out in one day. Now for the rambling part. They haven't said a word about the damn trade window. This is by far Hunt's biggest problem, and it's fully by design. Having ping limits introduced doesn't directly fix this issue, but it fixes the reason they implemented those 800 milliseconds. So it's only wise to reduce it to much less than this. I really hope they do, and I really hope they tell us. Check this out. I'm chasing the guy with a crown. He's got a bow. I shoot. I kill him. I even move back technically in cover, and then an arrow kills me. This really needs to stop. Anyway, I should stop rambling and let's just be excited for the new patch and hope everything goes well. I hope you found this video helpful or useful or was a good summary for everything that's coming. Please let me know in the comments what's the thing you're excited for the most and worried about the most. And please remember to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.